I'm probably going to curse quite a bit in this video. So just a heads up, if any actual human eyes over at YouTube are watching this, this might not be what you consider commercially viable. Whatever the fuck that means. I was in the middle of a final edit for my video essay that I've been touting up. I'm like almost at that finish line. When I do a final edit of a video, I like to peruse through my social media while things are, say, rendering, or while I'm waiting for a rather large clip to finish being imported. And I was checking my Twitter, saying hi to some folks, liking some stuff, retweeting some stuff, and I happened to come across a caveat of the soon-to-be updated YouTube terms of service. I did kind of a quick, glance over of the terms of service, but I wasn't really retaining specific clauses or addendums that they were adding come December 10th because I don't know, maybe instinctively part of me knew there was going to be some little gotcha kind of clause there, and I just didn't want to acknowledge it or pay it any mind at that point. But also because, hey, guess what? YouTube, who says we don't like spamming, loves to spam the shit out of your email with regards to its service changes. So I got pretty goddamn tired of getting these constant emails about the service changes, so I just stopped opening them. But apparently, I should have paid more attention because someone happened to notice something underneath the idea for terminations by YouTube for service changes, which states YouTube may terminate your access or your Google account's access to all or part of service if YouTube believes in its sole discretion that provision of the service to you is no longer commercially viable. I feel like I go through this every year. Every year, YouTube or someone on YouTube does something goddamn stupid, and YouTube responds in kind by upping the stupidity by being like, well, we'll take care of it, but not in the way that will actually resolve the issue. Could I be screaming wolf over nothing ultimately in the long run? Possibly, but it doesn't help that there is so much ambiguity and vagueness, again, in their language and in the usage of terms that they are employing into this new contract, that it's leaving a bunch of people going, what does that mean? No longer commercially viable. Do you have any idea, Team YouTube, how fucking broad of a term that is? What constitutes as commercially viable? Are you speaking as a platform that is dependent on kind of an integrity for your own individual brand, or is commercially viable more appropriate for appeasing the corporate leash holders that you have? So, for example, some people brought up some ideas. Dan Olson, on Twitter, Foldable Human, great content producer, love his videos, big influence on me when it comes to analyzing film and media. He put it out there saying, like, this might be geared more towards, say, the South Asian areas or the European areas where there are accounts and channels that seem to be more bot-driven when it comes to their views, or consistently put out multiple spam videos that are, you've seen them probably in your recommended channel or recommended feed from time to time, the 1 hour TikTok mashups, or like basically just lifting an entire movie and planting it on YouTube. Stuff like that. He thinks that might be more geared towards culling that herd of particular channels or content distributors. But there's a bunch of other people who think that this is another kind of step in YouTube wanting to become more corporate mainstream and basically cutting out small creators altogether, because small creators are either demonetized or aren't pulling in enough money for them to warrant, having them stay around on the platform. So I fall into the first category of being not monetized, because guess what? Guess who screwed me out of monetization 2 years ago? Oh yeah, you did, YouTube, when you decided to change up your prerequisites for what constitutes as monetization. Is it subscriber count or view hours total over a 12-month period? you threw that whole monkey wrench into the works. I was making some money for you, but guess what? You denied yourself that, and you denied me that too, which I was pretty sore about for a while. And then I hit a rhythm of producing content again and was feeling good about producing content and putting together videos and getting them out there on the platform. And then you gotta go and do this shit again with your vague ass definition of commercial viability. What is it? Do you want channels that are more conducive to your idea of brand integrity? In other words, is this meant to kind of call out more the hate speech or the channels that are very much more extremist with regards to their content or their political, societal views? What does it mean? Is it more geared towards those spamming channels, those channels that are probably just driven more to game the algorithm and garner more views and views off of nothing content? Or is it geared towards those of us who are putting out content, but just because, let's say, the algorithm fails to acknowledge your existence, or because of the fact that, like recommended channels is more of the corporate brand channels and less of actual wholesale creators, that it screws us over who aren't making the big bucks, who aren't the Logan Pauls or the Fine Bros or whoever is commercially viable right now. Even those that are channels aren't commercially viable for you because Logan Paul puts up jackass content. I don't mean Jackass the show. I mean, he's just a jackass who puts up shit content. Like this is no joke. This is my honest, unfiltered response to this. I stopped mid-edit what I thought was going to be the final cut of this video, and all productivity for me has just gone. I am beside myself, like frustrated and disheartened that they can't just outright tell us what they want. And who knows, maybe December 10th will come around, nothing's gonna happen, ultimately, except, they'll close down one or other categories of channels. Maybe it won't impact me in the way I'm dreading it will. It's maddening to have that hanging over you. I feel the image that immediately came to mind for me after I processed the usage of this term commercial viability and how broad that is right now in the terms of service. The image that immediately came to mind was me being marched out in front of a firing squad of one person. And that one person is the executioner from Blazing Saddles. The dude who's like, everyone's equal in my eye. Just the image of him with a rifle aimed at me. And him just being, I hope I have a clean shot. I've got a bit of a vision problem. Like, it's that type of thing. You're waiting to be executed. You're waiting to be shot by someone who you're not sure is going to hit you the first time. Or at least hit you in the right way that it's all over. I feel like I'm in front of a firing squad that doesn't know what the hell they're doing. I'm livid. And it sucks. It sucks so bad that they can't just outright have some specific terms of agreement that they can put out to everybody. Because I've felt great for the past couple of months. I feel good. I feel healthy. I feel vibrant. I feel this surge of creativity and productivity leaking into me, even when I'm doing those just brief little 10-minute editorials on Martin Scorsese or on the resurrected James Dean. I feel alive and like good about putting out those videos, even if they aren't necessarily like the well thought out scripted kind of essays I want to be able to put out there, that I would love to put out there on a more regular basis if I'm able to get some kind of boost or support from the platform itself, some motivation to stay in the game. But shit like this undercuts any of my drive or focus. What is the point of me putting together this latest video essay and distributing it if it's only going to be out there for like 2 weeks maybe, and then it's wiped from existence because guess what, Mike? You didn't pull in a profit or a significant profit to justify your existence on this platform that was based on you being able to justify your existence through your creativity and content and not on the numbers you pull in or the amount of revenue you're able to take. I miss Blip. I miss Blip TV. If I could take the content that I'm making now and be able to transfer it to a site like Blip TV that wasn't so hung up on appeasing a corporate leash holder, I would have the time of my life. It was a small, floundering business for many years, and it didn't need work. A kind of consistent thing when it comes to these video channels is their search parameters and their recommendations aren't the most user-friendly. That seems to be a consistent shortcoming for all these video platforms. But God bless them, Blip TV never censored me. Not that there was much to censor anyways, but they never came in and kept changing. I've used this metaphor before, kept changing the goalposts of what was suitable or not suitable. And they never kept Charlie Browning me. Or I guess Lucy would be the more correct term. Now I'm getting hung up on Charles Schultz characters. Thanks, YouTube. Basically, they weren't Lucy with a football constantly yanking it away from me every time I was about to kick a field goal. Blip TV actually paid me. And when they shut down, they paid me out too. Which is more than I can say about YouTube, who not only paid me crackers, but when it came time to demonetize, guess who didn't get a payout? Even though I had reached the eligibility for payout. Guess who didn't get that? YouTube screwed me out of money more so than I've screwed them out of money. I have such a headache. I have such a headache now, guys. I'm sorry. This isn't fun. And I like to be fun for you. For those of you out there that do engage with my videos, that do enjoy my content, I don't like being this. Right now, it's just a bunch of mixed emotions in immediate response to this that may ultimately result in nothing happening. And if that happens, fine. But it's gotten to that point where I'm constantly keeping an eye out for the next big platform that won't be this. That won't be so kowtowing to a bunch of different corporate brands and trying to synergize everything into one homogenized product that they have to constantly fuck with their creators like this. Just a couple of days ago, I was reading a little bit with regards to what Markiplier was saying about the live stream issues and how when he was trying to get people on his live stream to vote for something, they would spam an emoji, and then YouTube took that as spamming, like legitimate spamming, and then shut down and suspended not just their channels, but also their Google accounts. I just predict this is going to be a calamity on the platform because there are no human eyes actually paying attention to this. It's all going to be left up to the automated system, and that system doesn't know the difference between my video and a video in Malaysia that's 3 hours of Baby Shark. I don't know. What do the kids like these days? Because that's apparently what YouTube wants from all of us. Not critical thinking, not your own unique kind of interests put out there to share with others who might share that same interest. They just want you to appeal to the kiddies because the kiddies are the future. And the kiddies of the future are going to be dumb shits because they're going to be raised on the corporate slosh that is going to become YouTube, because YouTube just wants to be TV now. That may have been what they always wanted to be, but now it's going to be more of that, which is a couple of gems here or there, but nothing that really challenges you. It's infuriating. And like I said, it just bottomed out my productivity. I'll see if I can pull through on this final edit, and then I'll post the video, and hopefully nothing will come of it. But I'm sorry, I just needed to vent. On rare occasions, usually focused on YouTube, do I put together something that's a little in the moment, just my heated feelings towards it. But I don't want to end on a bitter note. I don't want to end on me being sour about something that hasn't even happened yet. What I want to do is just say thanks. Thanks for putting up with me griping for this amount of time. But overall, those of you out there that actually do follow, that actually do subscribe and watch and engage, whether it's through support or through having discussions in the comments, thank you, genuinely. I love that I'm able to put something out there and that it gets some kind of response. It might not be in the millions of views, or in the thousands of comments, but when it does get a response, nothing feels better than to get that feedback. Thanks so much for that. I hope I'm with y'all after December 10th. But if I'm not, just a preemptive, you all rock. Thank you for following me in my journey thus far. If I am not commercially viable, I'll find some other way to come back. I'm still on Twitter, so you can follow me there. Who knows, maybe I'll start posting directly to another platform or site and flourish and thrive there more so than I ever did here. Take care, everybody. Thanks and much love.